Nothing in your life or our world is happening accidentally. And your life is not accidental, and you exist now to do something great, to bring something into the world. We never know who we're going to become when we come to the world because it's an adventure that we each take. We don't know how the world is going to show up for us either. But there are times when it becomes really important for us to understand what is occurring because we're existing right now in a time of great transition in our world, which means it's a wonderful opportunity for you. What this transition is about letting go of everything that was old that was within you, in your lineage, in your family, and everyone who came before, so that you could create something new. We don't always want to do that. We don't want to go into that unknown of who we are because it's a little fearful, and we've learned to fear the unknown. And then when things start to change in the world, then we can come together with different groups where we can kind of reinforce the fear of change. And then we wonder why we're angry because we haven't decided that we're going to own ourselves. Because that's why you were born, to develop who you are. And it's going to be different than anyone else who has existed. And it was certainly that for me. So I can speak on this from a standpoint of knowing how vital you are to be in the world now. I'm 74. I've done most things that everyone else have done in their lives. So I do understand. But the other thing that happened for me, and this could happen for you, is that I developed something else. In 1989, when I sat down and decided I was going to start to try automatic writing, it was because I wanted to get information. I knew that there was information I could get somewhere to help me live my life. I didn't know I was going to connect to a source that was going to give me a philosophy, but that's what's happened. And that philosophy was meant for this time in our world because we're moving through a really difficult time. I'm writing an article that you will see about how this philosophy was born and why it works and why it can heal your life because I know that when you come into alignment with who you are, that's what happens. And with artificial intelligence now, I started doing something else, which was taking the messages because I discovered that Wilhelm had given me this organization of understanding what was happening in our world and all the changes we would be moving through, which is why I shifted my life many years ago because I knew that. But now it's at a different place because we all have to move. Everything is energy. And the energy that you emit into the world will be dependent on how happy you decide to become. And that happiness will come from you accepting yourself. I have to move into accepting myself because I was given a mission here. I was given a philosophy to bring to the world. And it was something that I didn't want to do. I can say that because I did run from it. And you may have done that in your life as well. Something you wanted to do and you just thought, it's not me. It is you, and you're being pushed now to do it. That's the energy. Those are the energies that are changing. And on this day, they're changing as well. Well, I'm putting this out. It's going to be on the 25th of February. And I did a little research to show you why that date was important. You may not study astrology or astronomy or geology or any of those things, but there is movement that occurs in our planets, the energies, all of that, that affect us emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And people study that and they figured it out. You may not believe in any of that. However, it's been proven that there are these corresponding energies that happen depending on what's going on in our world. And then we're moving through a period now that none of us have experienced, which is why it's so challenging. And it was so centered in the United States because the United States has never experienced this as well. And Wilhelm said that we would be moving through a restructuring, meaning that you would have to let go of all your old stuff and come to understand who you are now. And that's the work that I was given. And then when you do it, you heal. And if more people would do that, then the world would heal. Now, it took me a long time to talk about it and own it in this way because I didn't understand what I had. You don't either. It's a journey. But now I know that I have a journey that you never need to suffer. You never need to struggle. You never need to worry about what's going to happen because you have tools now that you can use to develop your consciousness, because that's the only thing you use to create your life. But it needs to be an empowered consciousness where you know how important you are, where you know how much value you hold. And we can run from that. I would receive messages from Wilhelm saying, "You came to be loved." And I said, "No, I can't do that because there are too many people who are not going to be that, and I don't want to do it." And then they kept coming back, said, "Nope, you've got to do it. You came to be loved." Because, see, you're going to see a lot of anger. You're going to see a lot of hatred. You're going to see a lot of stuff coming up. And you're going to be the one who's going to change that. I said, "No, I'm not going to do it. So let me hide a little bit." See, because I had that dream in 2005 that I was given something, and no, I can't do it because I didn't want to be attacked. I didn't want to be that guy. But I am, because I know every person is born with worth and value. And the only thing that happens is that we have been programmed to believe something else. And I wrote something earlier that Wilhelm has given me so often, and that is, and you might have heard it as well if you've come to a channeling session, because they say all the time, there's no hierarchy of souls, meaning that we have formed a belief that certain people are better than others because of where they came from or what they have or how much money they have. And that never matters. Wilhelm says every soul born has worth and value. It's just that it hasn't been developed, it hasn't been found, and they gave me a way for everybody to find it. And I can say that now was like, could I have something that could change the world? Because that came out in a channeling session as well, because they couldn't understand why we keep having wars. Says you don't need to do that if you get rid of your grudges, if you move all the old stuff that was holding you down, and that's within each person. And then what happens is miraculous things occur. You start to heal in ways that you can't believe. And that's exactly what happened for me. See, in 2016, they told me the process that I was going to move through. I had to look at all of my history. And this is why they keep using terms that some people don't really understand or won't accept, that you're an eternal spiritual being. What does that mean? It means that you have always existed in consciousness and your consciousness is valuable. And you're just operating in a new way now to access more of that consciousness as you're living now. And as you do that, you make a contribution to the world that's going to make it look a lot better. And the result of that is that you become happy and abundant. And I know that's true because I've written it all and I'm experiencing it, and so are others in this work. But I am saying this now because I'm extending it all. I had this dream that I could give everybody a way to understand how important they are and to live this great life. Now I have it because see anybody could come into the program because anyone can afford it. It's out not outside of your range, and that's the thing that I wanted to create. And now I have it. And then we have so much fun too. Because see, we can't change others out there. What we can change is what's within us. And the fear, the doubt, the disbelief that you've had about who you are, that's what this work does. I did this little thing today, which was really quite fun, and I'm going to put many of them up there. I put them in my in the description of this video, where I'll take several of the Wilhelm messages because I couldn't figure this out before, and they are in an order, meaning over time the information kind of starts to make sense. That's why I've put up so many that have many years over that, because that's how you evolve. You don't do it all at once, you do it over time. And this is why so many people don't get the results, receive the results that they're wanting in other works, other programs. And I've talked about this. That's why I call this one your last development program, because what happens is you have it forever and you just keep working with it because you're going to always keep expanding and growing. But now you have a tool and something to use to accomplish that. That's what this work is. And so I put up several things, and you'll see them in this description of the video. And I'd love for you to go through them because little quizzes, little descriptions of all the messages, the astrological aspects for people who are interested in it, all kinds of things. They're in the description, and I call them my gifts to you. Because I know that this work can take you to wherever you want to go in your life. It doesn't matter who you are. It also doesn't matter what you might have done. I've done so many other things in my life, and this is the last career that I'm doing because this one is going to be a lot more fun now. because I know we're going to do something that's going to leave the world much better than what we all found it. And that was the mission. And so that little dream that you had when you were a child, thinking you were going to change the world, you are, when you decide to love yourself and do what you came to do. And this work will have you do that. Please enjoy this and look at all the messages and all the little gifts that I put there. And the special is still on. However, the program will always be available, no matter when you might be ready to do it. See you soon.